I am proud to work for BCOC because I always wanted to make a difference.
I'm proud to work for BCOC because it's an amazing organization that truly wants to help individuals.
I'm proud to work for BCOC because of the commitment to all members of the community.
I'm proud to work with BCOC because together we can do better.
I'm proud to work for BCOC because it is community action and we are community action.
I'm proud to work for BCOC because we're going to break the intergenerational cycle of poverty.
I'm very proud to volunteer at BCOC for a lot of reasons, but I think the main reason is it helps people. And anytime people are being helped, your community is being helped.
I'm proud to work for BCOC because we will be there for the families that are housed in our community, whether you just need some food, whether you need that rental assistance, whether you need help with that utility.
Working at BCOC, it's not if we can assist a client, it's how are we going to make it work to assist the client.
Hi, I'm Joe Cuozzo. I'm the Director of Development of the Bucks County Opportunity Council. It is my pleasure to welcome you to BCOC's 2021 annual meeting. We'd like to thank you all for being here today to learn a little bit more about all our program achievements for the past year. I'd also like to take a moment to thank all of our sponsors, partners, and donors who made this work possible. I'd like to thank the following sponsors: BCF Group, QNB Bank, Univest, Anthel, Maslow and McMinn, Family Service of Bucks County, and Doylestown Health. I'd like to welcome you again. We are excited to show the different ways that we drove community impact here in Bucks County.
The impact of BCOC is that we can work with people from homeless in the worst moment, in their worst time in their life, straight through to seeing someone achieve their goals and reach self-sufficiency and all of the things in between, that there's kind of continuity in the services, and the impact is seeing people be able to move along that continuum so that we celebrate those wins. When somebody went from homeless to housed, that's a huge accomplishment and an impact in the community. You know, when someone gets their home weatherized and they're able to see a savings on their home energy bills, or their heater that hadn't worked now is fixed or replaced, it's a big impact on the family. When you look at the food program and you know that someone who is struggling to make their budget work and struggling to, you know, make sure that their family is fed, and the food program, along with so many people, you know, the pantries, the volunteers, this entire community steps up around food and around hunger and security, and that's such an enormous impact. And yet it's still a part of this continuum of services. And, you know, and then seeing people go from a life of poverty and worry and not being able to ever feel like they're enough or they have enough, you know, they reach their goals, and you just see that completely change. You see that hope in their eyes again. I just feel like that impact is, we try to address all of those areas and make sure that people truly have that opportunity to thrive.
I think a lot of times we think of food as a noun, but I almost like to think about our food program as a verb. It's action and it's connection. Our food program is the lead agency for families in need in Bucks County. We support a network of over 70 different emergency food providers. That's anything from schools, traditional food cupboards, to senior centers. Through our collaboration at the Help Center, which is a partnership between BCOC, St. Mary Medical Center, and the United Way of Bucks County, with funding from Penn Community Bank, we were able to create a central food hub. We have 3 direct client service programs: our collaborative efforts of the Fresh Connect Mobile Farmers Market, PA's Senior Food Box Program, and our emergency home delivery program. We also grew our Fresh Connect school produce pilot, expanding our reach into 4 school districts this year. And it's all made possible by private and public funds, community support like food drives, gleanings from grocery stores, as well as farming in the area.
Carversville Farm Foundation is a nonprofit, and so we grow specifically for those in need. And we're also a certified organic farm. Bucks County Opportunity Council and Carversville Farm Foundation have really worked well together over the past couple years. This year, we increased production for them to hit 50,000 pounds of vegetables, and we're also giving them whole chickens.
As we know, whenever budgets are strained, fresh produce are the first things to be cut. By having partnerships with local organizations like Carversville Farm Foundation, we're not only getting people the most nutritious, local, highest quality of food available. When families see our local produce on their tables, they know someone close to home cares.
We really care about the food that we're raising so that it's the healthiest it can be, and the whole point of that is to serve food with dignity.
In our food program, we're harvesting health and hope. And this past year, we had over 69,000 visits to food pantries within Bucks County. There was over 31,000 visits to a Fresh Connect mobile farmers market, over 4,500 monthly senior food box deliveries. We increased our distribution from 2.4 million pounds last year to 3.5 million pounds this year. BCOC is action, and we are community connection. And we're there to help bridge the gap in the community between food and any other resources you may need.
When you're living in poverty, you don't have the tools and the resources with which to ensure that your home is safe. And the weatherization team is all about safety and the comfort of someone's home. The Weatherization Program is a Department of Energy program and is celebrating 45 years. Specifically, our Weatherization Program reduces energy costs for low-income households by increasing the energy efficiency of their homes while ensuring their health and safety. The work is very technical. Our weatherization staff understand how a house works as a system. A home energy audit is performed, and solutions often include air sealing, insulation, moisture control, and ventilation. The other new thing this year is Clean and Tune. We are contracting with various HVAC providers who will go into homes that are eligible for LIHEAP crisis and get their furnace cleaned and tuned. Through weatherization improvements, these households save on average $283 or more each year. This savings for families now becomes usable income for other household necessities. It improves health outcomes. You save on doctor's visits, you save on medications. Children who have asthma, when the quality of the air is improved in their home, they perform better in school. They don't have any absences. All emotional well-being comes from safety and belonging. And I think when folks feel that their home is safe, both physically and, in the air quality and the comfort of their home, I think they feel empowered.
I live in Upper Bucks, so there's no buses or trains. So getting to school or work would have to be Uber or someone I knew. One of the programs that changed my life was the Wheels to Work program.
We're the only agency locally that will take a car and hand over the keys to a person who's in need of transportation.
That was a huge weight lifted off my shoulders. So I didn't have to worry, how am I gonna get to school? How am I gonna get to work? Am I gonna be able to keep my job? Am I gonna be able to keep going to school?
When they have a car, they can expand their job search beyond where they can walk or bike, and gives them much more opportunities to make a livable wage to be able to support their family. So we're always looking for good, reliable, safe vehicles that we can turn over to families who really need them.
That program changed my life, and that was a building block that I built on top of to be able to achieve everything that I have so far.
Vita is the Volunteer Income Tax Assistance Program. It's an IRS program that allows us to provide free tax preparation to low and moderate income families here in Bucks County. We offer free training that's online. We have a group of more than 40 volunteers who keep coming back year after year to do taxes.
I love helping people. So I think that was the thing that drew me to it. You don't have to have an accounting background or any type of degrees. You just have to have a willingness to help.
Our volunteers are specially trained to ensure that low-income families get all the tax credits that they deserve.
And that puts that money back into the community, whether it's paying off books for the kids' tuition or whether they were able to get something fixed on their car.
The Vita Program is such an important part of our mission to reduce poverty and partner with our community to promote economic self-sufficiency. I say that Vita is vital because it's a critical piece to help low-income families get additional resources to help balance their budget.
So there's someone's livelihood. You know, this is their money, and it could be the difference of $1,000 or $5,000.
There was a higher demand this year because a lot more people met the income threshold for our tax services. The volunteers prepared more than 1,100 tax returns, and it resulted in more than $2.7 million tax refunds, credits, and saved fees staying right here in the Bucks County economy. Over 17 years, more than $30 million that stayed right here in the Bucks County economy.
I'm already waiting for next year.
I'm very proud of the work that we've done with BCOC over the last year. The pandemic brought so many challenges for the residents of Bucks County, and we relied heavily on BCOC and the expertise of their leadership.
COVID has had a massive impact on our community. Renters were experiencing financial crisis because of a reduction of income due to COVID.
Starting at the end of 2020, we got what's called the Emergency Rental Assistance Program, or ERAP funding, which became the BARA Program, Bucks Emergency Rental Assistance. And that is a partnership between the county, BCOC, and other nonprofit partners to really increase eviction prevention to a scale that the community's never seen.
The program is a temporary financial assistance program for households that are at or below 80% of the area median income who have experienced financial hardship due to COVID. It's the hope that the program will help the tenant move towards a path of housing stability.
There's a huge need for services like BCOC to stay involved until those families feel that they can be self-sufficient.
We expanded our housing location team, so BCOC employs 4 housing locators that find those precious housing opportunities to restart from whatever may have happened that caused the trauma of homelessness.
Bucks County does not currently have a lot of affordable housing. The temperament and the prices of Bucks County have not only forced our participants, out of homes and apartments, they've also forced our non-typical clients into a rentals market when they would normally be buying a home. Some of the really good things that have come out of this past year with housing and housing location is finding these essential and amazing landlords like Phil.
I've been working with BCOC for about a year. Erin gives me a call when she needs an apartment, and she works with the tenants once they're placed. She doesn't just disappear. It really is a way to have a partner within a rental relationship that is looking out for you as well as looking out for the tenants.
I think the biggest impact is creating stability for the participant. It gives them a chance to get into their home and to breathe and to be able to reset and focus. Okay, now I can get my kids in school. Now I can increase my income. Now I can get that job back that I lost.
You have change on 2 levels. For the individuals that are impacted by the work, and you have change to the community as a whole. During the pandemic, there was a big need to make sure that our unsheltered population was aware of some of the resources related to public health. And so we had a lot of support from BCOC in spreading the word about vaccination clinics. We always have had certain programs like our rapid rehousing program, but we expanded that program with BCOC. So that's a program where someone that's in the shelter or on the street is able to move quickly into housing.
I had never faced anything like I did it when I lost my job. And at that point, it quickly became a crisis. And I'd lost my apartment. Within only a few weeks after starting the rapid housing program, I had a place to live. I was able to restructure my thought process and get on the path of getting my life back together.
We don't just look at an application and see numbers. We look at an application and we talk to a client and we see their story.
I partner with individuals who are experiencing homelessness and who have a mental health diagnosis to secure housing and maintain housing long term.
I think the reason I was homeless was mostly because I gave up on myself. And I think a lot of the giving up on myself was because my depression was so bad. I didn't have like an alcohol problem or a drug problem. I was just broken.
If individuals aren't established with appropriate supports, then it can be difficult for them to advocate for themselves. One of the most important things for someone who is experiencing mental health is to have a support system wrapped around them and to have a holistic approach to address all of their needs, because it is more than just giving them assistance to be in housing, but really making sure that they're established with what they need so they can have a good quality of life.
We're all inclusive, and we're giving literally everybody an opportunity. In the past year, the HORE program has been piloted, and now it's fully operational. The main goal of the HORE program is to take individuals who have recently been paroled and or on probation that are placed back into the community through the court system, and to continuously get them moved from the prison into stable housing, having a job, and slowly introducing them into helping pay their own rent, and then making sure that they're stable.
They have us in their corner and we can move them forward. The Bridge and Home program is a rental-based stabilization program which provides case management services to homeless families who have at least one child. Some of our participants come to us with the last step in their children and youth social services plan is that they may need to find housing for reunification with their child. They may have criminal backgrounds, they may have low income, they may have been evicted. We assist them with their rent so that we can, during that time, offer goal planning and budget planning to be able to be on their own when we are no longer in the picture.
BCOC is not in the business of just putting a Band-Aid on the situation. We're in the business of setting you up for success. And the best way to do that is to help you think about your resources and what opportunities that you have in your life and how we can help you to take steps to meet your long-term goals.
I eventually transitioned from their rapid housing program to the Self-Sufficiency program, and they gave me focus.
I received some hope that I can get my life back on track.
Sitting down with a coach and having somebody help you through your whole journey, you just encompass everything about helping someone with getting self-sufficient.
I knew I wanted to become more educated. I wanted to increase my income, and I wanted to be able to provide for my sons and also be a positive role model for them.
The school funding, scholarships, any kind of job opportunities, resume building, there's support behind you, you're not alone.
I achieved my goal of obtaining a job in special education.
I came into this knowing I wanted to be a nurse. It's about knowing you have the ability to do the work to get to where you want to be.
I can walk around with confidence that I'm not struggling, and it feels good not to have to worry all the time.
The biggest impact of the county's relationship with BCOC is the combination of high-quality services to help people when their crisis arise, but that extra step of turning that crisis into an opportunity for growth and self-sufficiency. It's not just getting someone out of a bind, it's also helping them to never get into that bind again.
We know that with the right support and the right help, people can change, people can move towards stability, and people are resilient. And to witness the resiliency is amazing.
past year has made me feel resilient.
This past year makes me feel humble.
This past year has made me feel appreciative of all the donors and supporters that have stepped up.
This past year has made me feel grateful for what I have and what we can do moving forward.
This past year makes me feel so grateful to live in a community like Bucks County who cares and is willing to help out neighbors whom they've never even met.
This past year, I've been amazed at how our community has stepped up and supported us in our mission to help those who are struggling.
This past year has made me feel hopeful.
Hopeful?
Hopeful. I believe that the world is going to continue to get better and that we're going to be a part of that.
I mean, more than anything, this past year makes me feel proud. I was proud last year. I've been proud for 21 years. I'm proud of the work that BCOC does. Thank you for joining us today for our annual meeting, brought to you virtually for the second time. Once again, I would much rather be with you in person, but I am thankful for the technology that allows us to be together during this time. Who knew this would still be a thing 2 years later? But we have embraced the virtual platforms and are happy to celebrate with you this morning. Last year, I talked about how quickly BCOC pivoted to address the immediate needs in our community as the pandemic hit. We needed to reorganize staffing and resources and find new ways of working that protected our staff, our volunteers, and our clients. We did that successfully and kept our staff intact, our programs running smoothly, and expanded our reach to meet the growing need in Bucks County. The news of a rising number of homeless and the threat of evictions for many during the pandemic blanketed the national and local media. Here in Bucks County, BCOC worked closely with the County Housing and Community Development Department, along with our partner organizations, FSA, YWCA, and the Bucks County Housing Group, to process and distribute federal funds as quickly as possible. Collectively, we served thousands of people to prevent eviction and resolve homelessness. I am so proud of this collaborative effort. The work isn't done, but I believe we have the right model to address the needs. In addition to the funds that came from the government, I am in awe of the tremendous support we received from individuals, businesses, and new partners throughout the county. The list of people who stepped up to support us is long. Landlords, farmers, grocery stores, foundations, United Way, neighborhoods, churches, car dealerships, utility companies like Pico and Comcast, private citizens who just wanted to help in any way, and of course, our beloved volunteers. I'm beyond grateful to everyone for their support. Because of all of you, we assisted more than 57,000 people through our services. If we can say that there was a silver lining this year, it would be that through creativity and ingenuity, we found new ways to connect with the community. We missed the face-to-face contact with many, especially our dedicated volunteers. But by reinventing the way we do business, we also increased our access to programs and services. More people were able to attend our training classes for Bridges Out of Poverty, Getting Ahead in a Just Getting By World, and Case Management 101. We engaged new volunteers who could complete their training virtually and could utilize technology to assist with important tax preparation. Most significantly, the food program continued to offer a safe drive-up model to maximize food access, but we also added a home delivery program and new school partnerships. As our work increased, we saw the need to grow as an agency and improve our infrastructure. We added key staff in fiscal, human resources, program supervision, and quality control. BCOC also took this time to work with a software design company to redesign our case management database, adding improvements and additional data points for improved outcomes reporting. You cannot build a healthy, not-for-profit organization without investing in infrastructure. This last year has been tough, to say the least, but I am so proud of the staff, the board, and volunteers and all of those in Bucks County who collectively touched the lives of 57,000 in our community who needed our help. Looking ahead, there are some new opportunities and some new challenges. Bucks County has faced unprecedented flooding in the last few months, and BCOC stepped up to help the most vulnerable. We worked with the many organizations involved in disaster response to help restore hope in homes. Again, we are proud to be part of the solution and will continue to work with emergency management, housing and human services to address the community needs. Recently, we opened a new site in Warminster called the Serving Bucks Together Center, or SBT for short. SBT is a collaboration with Habitat Bucks, YWCA, and the Housing Group. Together, we will work to fill the gaps in service in the Warminster area and provide much needed help to working families facing financial instability. We plan to expand our programming and footprint in Upper Bucks by opening the Quakertown Opportunity Center. More to come on that in the next several months. And one other important effort to note, BCOC is participating in a racial equity learning collaborative with 25 other organizations across Bucks and Montgomery counties. BCOC is committed to this work and proud to be a part of this multi-county effort. We have a few more new ventures in the works, but you'll have to stay tuned to our newsletter and website for updates. I'd like to thank our board of directors for their support and guidance. You are all so important to our mission, and I am grateful for your encouragement and support. Thank you all for attending our virtual annual meeting and for helping us to impact the lives of so many in Bucks County. I hope that next year we will be in person and that you will join us for some eggs and bacon and coffee. But for today, I just thank you for participating and for tuning in to learn more about BCOC. Thank you.